Allingham, the virtual Weber bullet. I want to tell you about some problems I had recently when I made pork belly burnt ends. You know, most people don't publish videos about their failures. They publish their triumphant successes. I'm guilty of the same, but I did want to share with you a very short video and tell you a couple of mistakes I made when I recently tried to make pork belly burnt ends for the first time. I'm probably the last person in the world to make them. Everybody makes them. It's very popular, but I'm just getting around to it. I went to the supermarket and got a very nice piece of pork belly. It was just under 6 pounds. I brought it home. I put it in the freezer for about 45 minutes just to help firm it up, make it a little bit easier to cut into pieces. It does tend to be kind of squishy. I could have maybe done that for an hour, but 45 minutes is okay. I put it on the cutting board. I used a very sharp knife and I cut it into 1-inch cubes. And therein lies my very first mistake. I should have cut my cubes bigger, 1 1/4 inches. I think next time I'm actually going to try 1 1/2 inches, because at 1 inch, they ended up shrinking so much that they were like little tiny tidbits by the time they were done. Now I'm exaggerating that a little bit, but I had expected them to be a little bit larger in size, and they got quite small. So cutting a larger cube size, I think, would help next time around. But now hold that thought about cube size. Let me go on and tell you about something else that also plays into that. I rubbed my cubes of pork belly with Bad Byron's butt rub, which is a great rub. I let them sit for 15-20 minutes while I got the Weber Smokey Mountain Cooker going using the minion method. I put those cubes on the cooking grate and I put them in the cooker, and I was trying to shoot for 275, and I put some water in the pan. I think mistake number 2, I should have probably gone waterless because I wanted to get that temperature up quickly. However, it took a while for it to reach 275. It kind of rose up slowly but surely because of the water, even though I started with hot water. So I think next time around I will go with no water in the pan. Now, I was shooting for an internal temperature of 195 or 200 degrees, and I thought that would take about 3 hours. So mistake number 3 was that I didn't really check the internal temperature of these cubes until the 3-hour mark, and at that point they were little dry kibbles. I should have checked at about 2 hours and gone from there, but they were not inedible. I mean, don't get me wrong, we ate them all after they were finished, but as I was trying to use a spatula to get them off the grate, you could just hear them kind of clinking on the surface of the grate. They were just kind of hard, not quite crunchy, although some of them were a little crunchy that had a lot of fat on them. The fat turned into almost like a chicharron, which was kind of interesting, but they were just more done than I had expected. I wanted them to be a soft, succulent piece of meat, and I got kind of little firm chunks of meat. I brought them in, I sauced them in a foil pan as I was intending to do, and I returned them to the smoker for about a half an hour just to get that sauce tacked up. And I brought them in and we ate them, and they looked pretty good and they tasted good, but the texture was not what I wanted, the moisture was not what I wanted, and overall I was a little bit disappointed in my effort. And it was not a cheap outing, because pork belly, given all the problems with supply chain that we're experiencing in the world today, that pork belly cost me, I think it was $5.99 or maybe $6.99 a pound. So a lot of money for some pork belly burnt ends that were probably, come to think of it, more like real burnt ends in the old days. I mean, this was kind of overcooked pork, but it was not what I was shooting for. So next time I'm going to cut my cubes, I think 1.5 inches, and I'm going to check my temperature at about the 2-hour mark, and I'm going to monitor the internal temp of my cubes more closely. And I think that will work better, along with maybe no water in the pan, so I can get my cooker temp up to 275 more quickly. I think those 3 things will help me get a better result next time. So just wanted to share that with you, kind of pulling the curtain back on a mistake or a couple of mistakes that I think I made. Was not disastrous. We didn't have to throw anything out. We did enjoy it, but I learned from those problems, and I want to share them with you so you can learn too. And look forward in the future to another video from me where I show you hopefully a better result. Well, that's it for now. I want to thank you for watching my videos. I appreciate you very much. If you would please like and subscribe to my videos, I would really appreciate it. That does help other people find my videos. It has something to do with the the secret sauce that YouTube has and how they rank videos and how they make them pop up as suggestions. If you'll like this video and subscribe to my channel, it will help other people and help spread the good word. So appreciate that in advance. Look forward to seeing you next time. And until then, take care, everybody. Bye-bye.